Biscuits has been showing some potentially serious behaviors that we really need to address. I need to know that I can trust my own dog, Inertia, with this out-of-control puppy. Let's just say that we are running into problems.
I've been spending a lot of time with Biscuits lately, and I've noticed that she's getting way more bratty than she was at first.
You think? The way she's acting is super common with puppies.
Yeah, it feels like they should just eat a lot of the same healthy stuff we do and just be great, but that is apparently not the case. It has never been easy to feed your dog a fresh food diet.
Well, it kind of is now.
I know.
It looks just like this, and it comes frozen, right? So there's several meals here. I think the food makes her more civilized because she seems to prefer to eat it at the table. But what I'll do is I'll put like 2 or 3 of these in the refrigerator at a time. I love how you don't have to prod with her to eat her vegetables. They portion these out for your individual dog to the calories. They're balanced perfectly for dogs. In this beef mash recipe, you can see the beef, you can see the potatoes, the eggs, the carrots, and the peas. Yeah, her table manners could be better. Nom Nom's giving all of our viewers a steep discount on this to try it out. Half off a 2-week trial, so you can see what you think of it. If your dog likes it, I think it's a great opportunity. We'll have a link below. Ooh, interesting, okay. Just getting a little possessive of the Frisbee there. All right, we'll discontinue for now. We'll work on that later. When smaller dogs like Biscuits develop issues like defensively snapping to protect things they value, it's common for people to take it less seriously than they might with, say, a larger dog like Chop. But it's just as important to take this behavior very seriously, even with smaller dogs. But with Biscuits being a puppy and eventually going on to her forever home, it kind of spells disaster all over the place if this becomes an established behavior. Biscuits and I are having some downtime with a chew that she really likes, and it's apparent to me that this is the perfect time to work on her food guarding more directly. Really good consistency for her to teeth on. I'm gonna let her have it there. I'm choosing not to risk escalating her fear here while I reassess, because if I get close to her at all, she tends to growl. So my best guess here as to what's going on is that, well, she's fearful. She doesn't want to lose something that she values, so her emotional response is to fight for it, to keep it. She got a little mad. She's getting a little insecure. I'm gonna let her chew. Resources are aplenty when you live with a person. So it really is that emotion that we have to address, not the actual action. So for example, many people with a resource guarding dog would feel the need to discipline them and no, don't do that again. But I think there's a much more modern way to go about this to show them that they actually don't need to be fearful and they don't need to be fearful of you getting angry with them. Right now, all she's ever known is if I want something, I gotta take it. I mean, you saw the environment she was living in. She's used to having to really assert herself to get what she wants. She was the smallest dog in that entire group, and she was really holding her own. Rather than just take it out, I need to maybe get her interested in this over here. Let's see. What's that? I know Biscuits loves this toy. We got it in our pup box, but it appears, at least at this moment, she really wants that chew more than the toy. Let me get some beef jerky. Thank you.
Not human jerky.
Got it. Haha. All right, let's take a look at that again. It's a pretty reliable way to get an item away from your pup when you have to. Get their attention on something extra tasty and distract them with it. But Biscuits is a quick one, so I'll have to do this pretty quick. Here. Good. So the idea is to not just confront her and confirm her fears. The idea is just to let her know there's no need to protect it. And when she learns that I routinely give the thing she values back to her, it will likely reduce her fear, provided I'm very consistent. Another thing I can do here is just drop some treats. That shows her that when a human hand comes near, it often brings good things. So there's no reason to bite the hand that feeds you. See that? Before she even finishes those kibbles, I'm gonna give it right back to her. If I resist the urge to just overpower and take the item away or pick her up and remove her, and instead give her something that hopefully she likes more or at least is interested in investigating every time I approach, eventually she's going to associate me with bringing things rather than taking things, which ought to get her to chill out a little bit.
Yeah, so like instead of seeing us coming up and being like, oh no, don't take away my bone, she'll be like, cool, I get treats and a bone, you guys are the bomb. Did you know that small dogs like Biscuits might actually statistically be more likely to act aggressively like this? More than bigger dogs? It has a lot to do with how we treat them. When little dogs get upset, a lot of times it's easy for us to not take them that seriously, and it seems like that may really be affecting how they react later in their life. Because if they're not taken seriously, then of course they escalate.
Yeah, I mean, environment and genetics, that kind of affects our behavior all around, no matter what animal you are. Now, we don't have any control over her genetics, obviously, but we can affect her environment, and we can affect her mindset in this environment.
So it's really important not to punish biting, but a thing that I didn't realize until Zach pointed it out is that it's important not to punish growling almost even more. Because it's like the warning sign. So many people hear their dog growl and they're like, no, stop that. Like, you're being mean, stop it. A growl seems like it may be a lot of dogs' way of saying, hey, I'm uncomfortable, can you do something about it? And so if we punish their growl, those dogs are a lot more likely to just bite out of nowhere because their growl didn't work. What else are they gonna do?
Yeah, because they've been discouraged from growling and communicating their uneasiness. We need to listen to that because growling is super stigmatized in our culture, and it's nothing more in most cases than a dog just being like, I'm uncomfortable about something. If you're interested in that, this is my second book. I'm gonna have a link below. And this is how we're gonna continue to address this over time. It's not a one and done thing. It takes a little bit of consistency, but it's also not the type of thing that takes forever either. And I've noticed too with Biscuits, the moment we give her a new toy, she's like, bye, I'm gone, this is mine. Get it. There you go, bye. She's gonna go steal it, make sure nobody else can have it if I know Biscuits. I really wanna get Biscuits to learn to share things politely with humans, which is pretty easy if I can get her playing. I mean, playing is the best way to gain a dog's focus, attention, and respect. At least a dog like Biscuits. You get these training cards every month with Pup Box, and I love how they give you real tips. These are packed with information, 2 sides. I mean, I love this. Develop the bond. That really is the foundation that you build a good relationship on. Pup Box gives you age-specific training tips and the supplies to go with it. So you don't just get toys and treats, although you do get a treat pouch with this box, which is cool. But you get like puzzle toys like this, which are really interesting. You can put treats or even peanut butter in there. Look, they even include dog-safe peanut butter. Get 50% off your first Pup Box by going to pupbox.com/Zach and using discount code Zach. I'll have all of the details below. All right, we have a game of chase going on here. Let's see, she's found the loophole, using her size to her advantage. Gosh. And of the utmost importance to us is making sure that Biscuits knows how to interact appropriately with other dogs that she's likely to meet throughout her life. With young dogs and puppies in particular, it seems to be a little bit easier to kind of put them on the right trajectory.
An unexpected, amazing thing for me has been watching Inertia with Biscuits. It's so cute.
Yeah, it's cute, but actually beyond that, I mean, it's really good for both dogs to understand how to interact with each other socially. Particularly for Biscuits, because she doesn't have really any experience, to my knowledge, with older dogs. Good job, Inertia. I'm not helping you. You got yourself into this mess. Inertia has gotten used to roughhousing with some very tough, bigger dogs, like with our other foster dogs over the last year or so. But she's also shown me in the past that she's great at adjusting her play style with smaller dogs and puppies in particular. It's like she grew up with a dog trainer or something. Fortunately for us, having a well-adjusted adult dog like Inertia has been very valuable and will be valuable here for Biscuits too, to really give her those lessons, show her what's too far, while also showing her when it's okay to just let loose. And they're really starting to begin to work that out a little bit.
They're definitely letting loose. I love watching how she changes the way she plays depending on which dog she's playing with.
Nice and gentle. There's the somersault. And so far, I think she's been a really good mentor for Biscuits. Like, she pushes it sometimes and she dials it back other times. Both dogs can opt out here. Like, Biscuits can just fit under the couch and be like, I'm done, and that's kind of what she's been communicating to Inertia, and Inertia seems to realize that. And if Inertia starts to get annoyed by a crazy puppy, who could blame her, she can easily get on the couch. But ideally, I'll probably intervene if it gets too excessive on either end, just to get the dogs to chill out. So don't forget about human guidance either. It's not about our dogs exclusively showing another dog how to behave in this situation. We also have to monitor and keep the temperature under threshold.
Yeah, Inertia can only do so much.
Look how Inertia really tries to entice Biscuits to play. She gives her that gentle nudge and then she backs off. She's even putting her head down right here to try and be more appealing to Biscuits and less threatening, I guess. Biscuits is intrigued. She's not willing to give up that toy easily though. Inertia really seems to be trying to get Biscuits comfortable with interacting with her. This is a very subdued version of Inertia's playstyle, which she's good at doing.
She can get crazy.
Seemingly, she doesn't want to scare Biscuits away because, let's face it, Inertia gets a lot of value here and enjoys the playtime with Biscuits. And Inertia seems to be doing her best here to say, look, I'm not gonna hurt you. I just have to let loose here. And I know you wanna do the same thing.
Yeah, she's like, come on, let's go for it. Let's just do it. You can do it. You can take it.
But then Biscuits is like, are you gonna eat me? Because I don't feel like being eaten right now. Slowly but surely, Biscuits has been becoming more confident with Inertia as they play. And we're starting to see bursts now where Biscuits gets up their nerve to just go for it, but then she's like, oh gosh, did I go too far? And then she runs away or whatever. So she's really testing the water. This is a great way that dogs learn their limits. So I'm really encouraged by this.
Well, yeah, like here, as soon as Biscuit starts to hesitate, you can see Inertia stop.
I know Inertia pretty well, and when I see her start to get zoomies in the presence of a dog like this, that tells me she's extremely encouraged that Biscuits is finally starting to participate in some more rough play.
You can tell she's been dying to do this with Biscuits. She's like, oh my God, it finally worked. It might be happening.
And I love how she's avoiding trampling Biscuits and being too rough with her in order to keep the play session going. She doesn't want to blow it on her end, Inertia's end.
Right, she's got this explosion of excitement, but she just keeps scribbling and scrabbling all right in front of Biscuits because she knows if she actually wrestles, she's gonna scare her again.
This could be the whole episode. I could just watch this for 20 minutes straight.
It's very cute to watch Inertia try to hold back her excitement. I love it.
So Biscuits' confidence, it's great, but in some areas she's still a little too overconfident, I suppose. We're also dealing with teething and puppy biting and all of that simultaneously right now. So we've been leaving various toys and resources out for Biscuits to play with and chew on so that she's not chewing up our furniture anymore. But this isn't without complication either, because we've already established that she does have some natural resource guarding issues that we want to address.
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. Biscuits could use a little humility after all. Now, resource guarding food is one thing. Resource guarding toys, that's similar, but it's a different thing.
A lot of these times where she's gotten super bratty with Inertia happen while you're not even there, because if you're off working or something and I'm trying to watch Biscuits, usually she starts to bite me and then I'm like, oh God, stop biting me. And I'm giving her one toy after another and every texture, and so then all of a sudden there are 20 toys in the living room. And next thing I know, she's guarding all of them.
Yeah, it sounds like someone needs to do a better job of managing the environment.
At least I do a good job of pulling out my camera. I thought I could use Inertia to help me show Biscuits that sometimes other dogs get the toy when I throw it too. So I just did some fetch with her and Biscuits was there, and at first she was jealous.
So basically you were just trying to get Inertia to play in the presence of Biscuits with the aim of what?
If Biscuits could see Inertia catching the toy and see that other dogs get it sometimes, it might just help her realize that that's normal and okay, and she doesn't need to get literally every toy that ever gets thrown.
And did it escalate? Did anything happen?
At first she was a normal level of jealous. I wouldn't say it escalated, but then she did get more patient in the end. I think it helped a little bit.
Thanks.
That sounds really good. You're actually desensitizing her. Did you eventually reward her with a toy though, Biscuits?
Yes, I did.
Overall, I think that's probably a good strategy. It shows Biscuits that she can still have fun while other dogs are playing too, hopefully. Bree, I think you might have what it takes. You're doing really good.
I was thinking that too. However, I think Biscuits and I have something in common in that we both got a little overconfident today.
How so? What do you mean?
I'm gonna try to give Biscuits a bath. I have a secret weapon. That's my peanut butter technique. Peanut butter wall has never failed me before.
Okay. Whoa, be careful.
It's like you need 16 hands to give a puppy a bath.
Yeah, 16 hands would make it easier.
In the interest of total clarity, I am about to bite off more than I can chew with this puppy training thing. I'm hoping I didn't do any permanent damage though.
Yeah, I'm hoping that too. That would not be good for our careers. Dogs, if they're not really careful with baths, can get pretty nervous of a bath in the short term.
So right now I'm feeling super confident because I've filmed Zak doing this a million times. Let me tell you, it is not as easy as he makes it look, though. The one thing he said is don't let her be scared. So I'm gonna not let her be scared. And I'm pretty sure food's a good way to do that. Does that make you nervous? Can I put you in there? It was super tempting to just drop her in our sink, because it's like a big sink, and she's small. I could just put her in there, but I remember, it is much better to convince her to do it on her own. So I'm using some treats to try to get her to jump down in there. I'm just putting it right on the edge, because I feel like even the depth of the sink is kind of making her nervous, and I don't want her first feeling in there to be freaked out. Look, there's yummy treats in here though, see? It's hard to blame her for being hesitant though. It's a big, deep sink and she's really small.
It's probably not lost on her that she's up higher and that the ground's farther away and that this is a unique, different situation. Her genetics have probably served her well historically by not jumping into random holes.
Yeah, she doesn't have a lot of cave diving experience that I know of. So I'm kind of glad you said that, because I decided that the jump down might be the scariest part. And then I actually did just put her in the sink. There you go, you did it. She found the peanut butter. Since she's enjoying her treats, I want to try trickling a little bit of water now. Sure it's not too hot. Is that okay? She seems okay now that she's down in there. She's investigating it. That's good. I'm hoping if I let this water trickle just on the tiniest trickle, and I keep giving her treats, that it'll help her start to finally get comfortable with at least the idea of this running water. So I'm gonna try to trickle it on top of her for a second. It dripped on her. Oh, look, good. Good job. And at first she was okay, but then she started to notice it a little bit. Oh my goodness. Okay, she's getting nervous now. I don't want to make her any more nervous, so I'm gonna turn the water off. So she stopped taking the treat. I learned that means she's too nervous, so that's why I turned the water off.
So in that case, the idea is to counter condition them. That is, hopefully they continue to enjoy the peanut butter wall or the treats in the sink while you turn the water off, and maybe turn it on for a second at a time and so on. But other times it's like, nope, I know exactly what you're up to and I am no longer hungry, get me out of here. And look, I mean, discomfort isn't the end of the world. There are a lot of health reasons to make sure our dog is clean.
I really thought I was moving slowly enough too, but I slowed down even more. It felt like it wasn't possible, but apparently it was. She's taking treats again. The water's running right near her.
The idea was like, okay, she was nervous, now she seems to have recovered, let me see if I can keep going. Because you have a choice, right? You can be like, okay, she's nervous, I'm gonna save this for another time, or you can see if you can help them work through it. And you're trying to work through it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I wanted to get it done. I really thought that we could. So I'm thinking if I can distract Biscuits just one more time from this escape attempt and get her to take a few more treats down in the sink, maybe that would set her up a little better. I feel like this is where I went really wrong. Let's see. Is that okay or nervous? A little nervous? Okay. Water's off. The second she felt that trickle of water, she was out.
Sounds like a puppy.
There was no consoling her, so instead of doing what I hoped, I ended up ending on an even worse note than I had started with. Are you gonna be okay? Was that a little too scary? I know, do you forgive me? You can't have that peanut butter unless you take a bath. It definitely could have gone better. I think we stopped before we did any permanent damage to her association with getting a bath. So hopefully Zach will be able to remedy what happened here today. As far as I know, stopping before they get too uncomfortable is the most important thing. And I think I did that. I hope I didn't push it too far. Will you ever be able to take a bath again?
Okay, well, that gives us something to work on in the bath department moving forward. Go to trynom.com/Zach to get half off a 2-week trial of Nom Nom and get 50% off your first pup box when you sign up at pupbox.com/Zach and use discount code ZACH. Subscribe to this channel and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Grab a copy of my book too. And while I continue to get all of these issues under control, Biscuit still has to learn some basic training like how to walk on a leash right and much more. We're gonna start going over that next time. Interesting, see that?